there's enough good in the world for everyone to be good if we all aim towards that.
Mic drop.
Sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow, yo.
Well, welcome back to the Road to Self-Love. It's your boy, Paul Fishman, self-love coach and you do you activist, here today with Krista and Danny of Kensho Health. Welcome to the show, you two. This is my first two-person interview. We're getting everyone in the shot. I would love for you two to take this opportunity to just introduce yourself as you want to be known.
I'm Danny. I'm in the back seat. One of the co-founders of Kensho with Krista here. I'm the older brother of two wonderful sisters, Courtney and Rachel, and the son of David and Leslie. I'm a meditation teacher. I would say that my greatest strength is being calm in adversity and crazy situations, and I give really good hugs.
Danny is, people say he's like a tree. I would agree to that. And that if there was a storm, I would lash myself to him, and he'd keep it steady. I'm Krista Berlincourt. I am co-founder with Danny and CEO of Kensho. I'm a daughter to two crazy hippie parents who I love a lot. Native Oregonian, now living in LA after a few stints in Texas and New York. And I am a transformative coach, have a background in emerging technology, am an avid yogi, and a flexitarian in my eating. I don't believe in rules in general in life.
So you two are on a mission to bring holistic health to the masses, right? And in a personalized way. So I'd love to know like the origin story of Kensho and like how you got to where you are now, and really a background of what it is too.
I had been working in emerging tech and had a successful career that, while the business succeeded, my last company, my health took a pretty significant downturn. And I tried to solve that through conventional medicine and even a naturopath, and couldn't find the solution. So I left the company, went to South America in search of more holistic means and alternative therapies. And then, because I'm curious, just became a student of like, what else is out there? And then I came back to the States, and the thing that everyone does when you get well is they say like, where can I find a blank? And if you're someone who loves your people, as I do, it's infuriating to not have an answer. And so I started looking at that through the lens of emerging technology, wondering if I can order anything from anywhere. I mean, we're driving past to rent a car. I could probably get a car delivered to my house in 3 minutes, but I can't find a doctor. Something seems wrong there. And then life happened, and I decided to go to Burning Man last minute. And so I DM'd the WhatsApp group, and I was like, hey guys, holler if anyone else is coming from LA.
I was coming from LA. I was living in New York at the time, and so I invited Krista to get some tea. We discovered that we were both thinking about the same thing.
Yeah.
And what is that same thing?
Well, Kensho, so we thought, okay, the challenge with holistic health and with health more generally is that the first point of intervention is discovery. So you as a person acknowledge that you have a symptom. The first place that we start more often than not today is actually with an internet search. Providers for mind, providers for body, providers for spirit, and allow people to search in the way that they're used to, which is just through typing it into a website. And we wanted to make it really easy for people to find what they need.
When I'm talking about holistics, I tend to get some eye rolls. Like, what even is holistic?
So here's the crazy thing. The World Health Organization, which is a division of the UN, the United Nations, their definition of health is actually not the absence of infirmity or disease, but complete balance across mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. So holistic really means just looking at your life, your body, as a closed system. Understanding that if I say, Paul, are you healthy? The answer isn't yes, because I have a great BMI and a strong heart rate. It's, how do I feel? Health is a feeling. So how do I feel mentally? How do I feel physically? How do I feel spiritually? And because they're all connected, the pathway to treat a physical condition might actually be a mental practice.
It's really looking at the whole person, not just one individual aspect.
How's the feedback, the experience, the launch in general?
I think the most exciting thing has been the provider response. And yes, we set out to help people find providers, but we've seen a response from providers that's feeling more like a movement than a product. And that's exciting.
Yeah, and just some of the feedback we get anecdotally from people like that are able to unlock something with technology and through something that we've spent the last 2 years building.
Wow.
That feels really good.
I bet. I think this is a perfect time for us to play our first road trip game of the day. We're playing a road trip game. So I have some cards right here, and I would love for you to just choose one, and there's a question on the back, and we're just all going to answer it.
If you could have it your way, who would you be with? Where would you be? And what would you be doing?
And for me, I wake up most days feeling like I am doing all that. Like I am spending time with who I want to be with and doing what I'm doing.
I love being with people who want to challenge themselves and grow. I like to surround myself with like expanders for me, like people who are either like doing the things that I'm dreaming of doing or like have the things that I already want, you know, whether it's like the book deal or like being on TV or just like all of my material desires. I really enjoy being with those types of people. And then like I would be just having deep conversation.
Mine would be doing everything I'm doing, but like somewhere more beautiful. We joke about Portugal 2021. Yeah, you know, just move the whole everything over towards the Azores, where I can wake up and like go jump off a cliff into the ocean and run around an island and then come back and get online.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Why not? So, Danny, I'm interested to talk a little bit about just like men in the holistic space, because, you know, I think you and I are kind of like the minority when it comes to like being involved and doing more than just like talking to just a doctor about the medication to be on.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting time. I think for men in general, I mean, there's a lot of questions around what it means to be a man, with women rising and owning their truths and equality in our system. I have a bunch of friends who are in men's groups who are looking to connect with their bodies and emotions in different ways because we're not taught to, or at least I wasn't taught to.
I have a lot of women who are just like, how can I get my husband to do this? What would you say to the woman who's trying to speak to the resistant man? I've
found as a heterosexual man, I am way more attractive to women the more and more I've dive deeper into holistic health. Being more connected to your body and thinking of your life more holistically is sexy. Like there's no way around that.
You know, you have to remind yourself that the people around you are a reflection of you.
Right.
And you are the average of those people. So if one of them is stagnant or one of them is faltering, someone's having a hard time, it really is a part of your responsibility to step up and say, hey, I see you, I support you, and I'm here.
I would love to know like bigger picture, Kensho. You know, you just launched, of course, but like, what is your dream? Like, I want to know.
I mean, healthcare in America exists, but it's not particularly healthy. You know, if 70% of disease is considered preventable, I get stuck on that number because it makes me really sad. What we know is that pills and procedures are alone, which is the dominant medical system, isn't enough to help people be well. Right now in the country, feeling good is a luxury. Like, health is for people who can afford insurance and who can afford good food and who can afford not to work more than 40 hours a week and who can afford like all these things.
The system in healthcare has taken so little concern around getting ahead of these problems. It's all about fixing the symptoms after they've occurred.
Right.
And that is just bass-ackward.
Bass-ackwards, for sure. I think, you know, this is just like a whole nother can of worms. Like, I could talk about this forever, but, you know, I would just love to know, what does self-love mean to each of you?
I think it's a similar answer for love in general. Is I think the easiest way for me to answer it is being present with yourself in all elements of your life and fine-tuning how you live your life to reflect what you need. Love is the underlying theme of everything.
Like, how am I showing up and bending my life so that I love me, so that it's not about the other, so that it's around then acknowledging too the things in me that are still developing, like where there's growth and there's softness and fear and insecurity and hurt, it's loving that and hugging myself just as I would a partner. Being like, it's okay, baby. Like, you got this.
I'm gonna start talking to myself. It's okay, baby, you got this.
I swear to God, I do. I'm like, we're good.
So if people are really jiving with the message and really just like into what Kensho is, like what's next steps? How can they find you? Pimp yourself out, all that jazz.
Go to www.kensho, Kensho Health, HEALTH.com, and check it out. You can also find us on Instagram at Kensho Health, and on Twitter and on Facebook. We're on all the socials. So I'm at KBERLINC, and
I'm at DASTEINE, Destina.
Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time on the road to self-love. Bye.
bye.